I want you to know you're not alone. Number one, there's a lot of energy moving on the planet right now. Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Ciel, and thank you so much for watching, listening, being a part of the podcast. I am having such a wonderful time having these conversations with these amazing people doing really great work in the world. I just wanted to create this short episode today because I'm feeling pulled to. I'm tapping into what's happening on a bigger scale in our world and recognizing not only with my clients, but people as I move around in the world, that the external things that are happening around us are impacting us. Sometimes we don't realize it, sometimes we do. But it is. They are impacting us as we go through our day. So we may be having a really incredible day, and there may be something we hear on the news, or we may have an interaction with someone in the grocery store, in the parking lot, as we move through our day, it kind of throws us. Now, when we're in a really good and aligned state, it's much easier to tap back into that and rebound, recover, realign with ourselves. But when we feel a little bit off for whatever reason, something might be going on within you physically, it could be in relationships, it could be in your work, it could be just, like wondering, what in the world am I doing here on this planet? And when there's something like that going on inside of us, it makes it a little bit harder to recover when there are things going on externally. So I just want to speak today for a really short episode on what can we do? What can we do? No matter, it doesn't matter who you are, how you serve the world. You could be a leader of a really large organization. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be a stay-at-home mom. You could be a community leader. It doesn't really matter. And what I know is you will have, not only will you feel better, but you will have an impact that is more aligned with your purpose. You will have an impact that is greater, the better able you are to tap into your internal resources. So what does that look like, and what am I talking about? We can go really, really tangible and practical, and we can go way, big picture. I tend to go way big picture, so you might hear that sometimes, where I can tap into, hey, right now, humanity, this planet is going through a massive evolution. I think you probably feel it if you're listening to this show. But we're going through a really massive transformation, evolution, which is exciting. And we know it isn't always easy, right? So in that bigger scale, there's an energy that's happening that our energy bodies pick up, which is, ooh, change, ooh, transformation, ooh, that doesn't feel good, ooh, I want more of that, ooh, I want less of that, right? And oh my gosh, I just got body chills. So that's happening, whether or not we're along for the ride, right? Sometimes we might want to hold on to what we know. We might want to hold on to what is comfortable. The truth is, the world is rapidly changing. We don't even know. Think about it. 5 years from now, I'd love to listen back to this and just go, oh my gosh, we didn't even realize how much it was going to change, right? So we've got that going on, and I can go really big picture and talk with some of my guests, as we do, about what might be possible for humanity. What does that look like? What opportunities, what potential changes? What are some of the things that I and my guests hope and maybe even see in our future, in the future of humanity, in the future of the planet, in the future of this consciousness here right now, right? And then on the other side, we can go very, very practical, very logical, very tangible, and say, okay, well, I understand all of this is happening big picture, but meanwhile, my business isn't going well, or meanwhile, my relationship is falling apart, or meanwhile, I don't understand why I don't enjoy being with these certain friends anymore. And and so I believe and this is one of the things that I really try to highlight in the conversations I have with my guests is I believe it's really important to tap into both as a way to help us get to know ourselves better, to have us get to know and understand and tap into our purpose. Why am I here on this planet? And just as important, I think it's important to tap into both, or I'm going to say all, because I am so against putting people or anything into boxes, right? It's not one or the other. It's everything. It's so dimensional that you can't really track it. Well, you can. People are starting to track it, but you know what I mean? It's multidimensional. There are many, many different layers, and you can feel some of them. And relying just on one part, maybe like for me, tapping into that bigger, the bigger picture of what's going on with humanity. If I only tap into that, then what does that mean for me in this human body here right now, right? And if I only tap into, or if you only tap into, you're in this human body and you have this particular challenge at work, let's say, that's not going to feel good, right? Because you are so much more. You are so much more than what you do, right? You're so much more. And you know that deep down, you're so much more than what you do. That's why sometimes we feel weird when people say, hey, what do you do? Right? It's like, the way that I want to answer that question might be, well, I am a galactic being doing XYZ out here. And also, I'm a mom with these amazing kids. Oh, and also, I co created these couple companies. And oh, also, I'm on this new venture. Oh, and also, I'm not getting any younger on this planet. And, like we can go on and on. But bringing it back to really tapping in and intimately knowing all of who we are. I mean, okay, we're never going to know all. Maybe once we're off this physical plane, we might, but I just think of that as I say that in an aspirational way, right? So really getting to know ourselves deeply, maybe is a better way to say it. And also getting to know our fellow travelers on this planet intimately and deeply, and getting to know our purpose and what drives us and what brings us joy and how we want to share and be and play in this world is so important. So my invitation today in this really short episode is, hey, if you're feeling a little stressed out, irritated, sad, depressed, overwhelmed, confused, maybe even just this like sense of a general anxiety or something's about to happen. And I also want you to know that, so you're not alone, but I also want you to know that there are things that you can do right now that don't require thousands of hours and energy and money. Right now, one of the things that you can do is you can just ask yourself, what brings you joy? What makes you smile? What makes you feel really light? For me, traveling does that. I love traveling. I mean, yes, sometimes there's some headaches, right? But I love traveling. It fuels me. It inspires me. I mean, I am a Sagittarius, so I guess that's part of my sign, the little bit that I know. But I love it. To me, there's a sense of freedom and there's a sense of connection because I get to connect with people that I wouldn't have if I hadn't have traveled there, right? So what brings you joy? And then also just another, these are just a couple really small tips, right? So no matter who you are, no matter what you do, you can tap into this, knowing what brings you joy and actually practicing it, knowing what makes you smile and bringing that into your life, but also increasing your awareness of your own energy and recognizing and also nurturing the part of you that is a badass, because I don't care what anyone else says. I don't even care what you think. I do care what you think, but you know what I mean. You're a badass. You wouldn't be here in this time and space dimension if you were not a badass to your soul, or in your soul. You would not be here, because everyone who is here right now is part of shifting humanity, is part of shifting the vibration of this planet. And you are here. And what does that mean? Don't get all stressed out that you have to go do something. You will if you feel inspired. What it means is there's a reason you're here. There is something inside of you that is part of the gift to humanity, to the planet right now. So do not get distracted by what other people are saying from an old paradigm. Do not get distracted by what has been, because the world is changing and you get to be a part of it if you choose. And who you are at the core, the beingness of you, the humanness of you, who you are, matters. And you get to access it. You get to tap into it. You get to explore it. You get to play in it. And yes, there's so many different ways, people, programs, experiences, things can support it. I can speak more to that at some point potentially. But what I really want you to hear today is you're not alone. There are a whole bunch of other badass souls on this planet right now. Now, you might not recognize them as you move through the day. I get it. The world is throwing us a lot of stressful and sad and scary events. But what I really believe is we are each being asked to remember who we are in spite of all of that. To remember who we are in spite of everything that's happening, and tap into that badass part of who we are, why we're here right now on this planet, and how can we each recognize what we can do in a moment. This isn't some big thing that's going to be on the front of a magazine necessarily. It might be for some people, but how do you be in this moment? And so to that, I know I get a little intense sometimes. You can probably feel the energy, especially if you're watching this. But as I move forward in these conversations with my guests, I want you to know that we're going to be sharing about some of these from the big high level, what the heck is going on planetarily, galactically, humanity wise, to what are we doing right now? What are we choosing to do? Who are we being? How are we showing up? What does that look like? What does that mean? I choose the guests to come on and have a conversation with me because I feel something. If you listen to the first 5, 6, probably the first, I don't even know how many episodes, you will hear me say something along the lines. And I probably say it too much, but as I re-listen, it's like, it's true. It's true. I will say to my guests, I asked you to be on my show. There was something because of the energy, right? There's an energy that is felt when they're in their beingness. And they're all in different areas, different industry, different perspectives. Look, I'm so tired of this, like thinking that one way is the right way. So, or one person is the right person, or one guru is the right guru, whatever it is, let's all celebrate all of who we are in our uniqueness. And let's learn from each other. And by learn, I mean, hey, listen, see what resonates, take what you want, let go what you don't want, but tap into the energy of the conversations, because I believe that that is what really matters, is us really really feeling into the energy of who we are, how we show up in all of our relationships, at work, outside of work, and being honest with ourselves about who we are, being honest with ourselves about the energy that we are in, that we bring, that we celebrate. So, on that note, I look forward to having you join me and my next guest in the upcoming episodes of the podcast. And please, 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 if you feel inspired, if you want to, look, I'm not attached. I'm here for the people who want to be in this conversation. If you feel inspired, please do like, follow, comment, rate, whatever it is on the different platforms, whichever one is your favorite streaming channel. And just know that I really appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day.